Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So yesterday we saw Asurya Nama Te Loka Andhena Tamasa Avritaha Tan Te Pretya Abhigachanti Ekecha Atmahano Janaha. Those people who are the slayers of, killers of the self, they after their death go to those worlds which is ruled by the demons and which is inflicted by blinding darkness. Okay, who go there? The Atmahanas, the people who are slayers of self. Who are they? The people who are the ignorant regarding the self, the idiots regarding the self. Okay, so they go to those worlds. Now, on the other hand, the people who are the knowers of self, who are not the slayers of self, who are the not slayers, the people who are the knowers of self, they, what happened to them? What happens to them? They don't go to these worlds. Oh, meaning they go to heaven, they don't go anywhere. They get relieved from this cycle of birth and death called samsara. In Bhajagovinda, Bhagavan Bhashakara says, Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Again birth, again death, again entering the womb of the mother. This is the cycle. And in Kathopanishad, Yama says to Nachiketa, Mrityo samrityamapnoti iha naneva pashyati. He travels from death to death, one who sees the plurality. Even the iota of duality, he goes to death from death. Okay. Now, I don't want to be the one who is the slayer of self. I want to know the self. I don't want to be born again and again. Okay. What should I do? You have to know the self. What is self? So, many of us don't even know there is a self. So, for people who know there is self, that itself is a blessing. Now, what is the nature of self? To understand something, we need to know the nature of the self, right? So, next mantra talks about the nature of self. Anejadekaṃ manaso javīyo nainaddevā āpnuvanpūrvamarṣat taddhāvato'nyānatyeti tiṣṭha ttasminnapo mātariśvā dadhāti. anejadekaṃ manasaha javīyo nainaddevā āpnuvanpūrvamarṣat taddhāvato'nyānatyeti tiṣṭha ttasminnapo mātariśvā dadhāti. Anejat, ejat, it does not move. Okay, it does not move. It is transformationless. One, non-dual, faster than the mind. The deities here means sense. Deva means deities. Deities means sense organs. The sense organs don't grasp this because it goes even before, it exists even before that. It reaches even before that. The sense organs, those sense organs. It goes faster than others and precedes them, supersedes them. Okay, it supersedes them. Then again it stays motionless. In that, the mātariśvā, the vāyu, the vital air, makes all the beings do their proper action. Okay, that is the meaning of the mantra. Anejat, anejat, na ejatiti anejat. Age, na ejat, anejat is the 9th Tatpurush Samasa. Age is from the root word aged company. Aged company means kampana means to shiver, to tremble, meaning a movement, meaning a transformation, meaning falling from your inherent nature. That is what we have to understand. Kampana here does not move. See, in Shaiva Siddhanta, in Kashmir Shaivism, they say, when the creation comes into existence because of the spanda in Shiva. Spanda means a tremble, a shiver in Shiva. What does that mean? Simple. Here, what does that kampana mean? We said to fall from your inherent nature. Simple. Only when you fall from your inherent nature, the creation comes into existence. When you are established in your inherent nature, there is no duality. So there is no creation. Right? So that is why all this samsara is because of that. Though it is so still ekam. It is always one changeless nature. It exists in that changeless state in all the beings. Now, see, if it is one, and if it is something which does not undergo any transformation, then why do people say, if you do good, you go to heaven, if you do bad, you go to hell? Where is the possibility of many movement from here to go hell or heaven, etc.? So for that, there is no samsara itself possible. For that we say manaso, javīyo. Because of the embodiment, limiting adjunct, upadhi called mind, it as though experiences the samsara. When there is absence of the limiting adjunct embodiment called upadhi called mind, nirupadhika, the state of attributeless state. So when it is attributeless, it is embodimentless, then there is no change. When it is embodied, then there is all these transformation possible. That is the difference. That is why mind. Source is mind. The reason is mind. That is why Bhagavan Bhashyakara very clear says, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. Mind is the cause for the bondage and the liberation. When it is associated with the objects, it is bound. When it is not in association with the objects, sensory objects, it is a liberation. That is the difference. So, manasa. But what is mind? Mind simple is thought function. When people say, antakarana is of 4 types. Antakarana is not of 4 types. We have already demolished this idea. The different kinds of functionality, according to the different kinds of functionality, the same antakarana gets different names called mind, intellect, etc. All these different functionalities are the thought functions. Okay, the vrittis. So, the vritti, when it is a sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha, that is the definition for mind. What is mind? Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha. Mind is that which has a sankalpa, intention. Then vikalpa, choices. When there when there's intention and choice, like I want to do that, I will not do that, I may do that. So something with reference to the past or future, when you are going to think about it, then that is a sankalpa. Vikalpa means, is it like this or is it like that? There is a choice. So when there is a doubtful choice, then that is a vikalpa. Even doubtless, I think it is like that or it is like that. Maybe like this or maybe like that. So when there is a doubtful choice, then that is a vikalpa. That is also nature of mind. But when there is a determined knowledge, nishchayatmako buddhi, that is called as buddhi. Okay? Same mind, same antakarana gets different name. When that mind is embodiment, we call it jiva, etc. And there is no embodiment, we call it pure self. Okay? The absolute self. Now, but wait, you are saying contradictory things. What is the contradictory thing? You said anejat. Yes. Anejat means does not move, not transformationless. Yes. Understood. Then you also say faster than the mind. Yes. Manaso, javīyo, faster than the mind. Yes, I said that. The Shruti says. How can that be? How can something which is transformation and at the same time faster than the mind? Is it not contradictory? So we say when there is embodiment of mind, it is a faster than the mind. When there is no embodiment of mind, it is a transformationless. Okay. So he says, this is the difference. Nirupajika and sopajika. Nirupajika means embodimentless. Sopajika means embodied. When there is no embodiment or when there is embodiment, there is this that makes the difference of a transformationless under the movement, etc. Okay. Now, this mind, which is of the nature of sankalpa vikalpaka. So, when it is existent, then where does it exist? The mind. Inside the body. Mind exists inside the body. So, when it is inside the body, when you think, when you intend to go somewhere in your mind, okay. People who have seen whichever city circle, I say city circle, immediately your mind imagines that city circle. How does it imagine? It doesn't imagine, it goes there actually. Your mind is now positioned in that city circle. The GPS goes to city circle. I say heaven. Whatever ideas you have of heaven, it goes there. So mind is faster. But manaso javīyo. This is faster than the mind because even before your mind reaches there, it has to create that place and stay. Meaning it gives it existence. It gives existence to that city circle, your imagination. It gives existence to the heaven, your imagination. That existence is what is the truth. Okay. So that mind, before it goes there with your intention, the self already exists there as existence. This is famous in the world. Okay. Now, this is, it reaches there means is as though reaches there. Prapta, iva prapta, gacchati, iva gacchati. It doesn't go there. How can something which is ekam, one, movementless, transformationless, go or come? That is why the word which is said is a gacchati, it see, akashavat sarvagatascha nityah. It is like space, ether. It is all pervading and eternal. So space, you cannot say space exists there. Space is already there. You are just looking at it now. So if the space already exists there, it is all pervading. Similarly, the self is all pervading. Akashavat, like the space, like the ether. The self is all pervading and eternal. Okay. Now, it's just an idea for you to understand. Example, that's all. Space is not eternal. Okay. Nainaddevā. Devaha. Why do you call this sense organs devaha? Because deva, the word comes from the root word divu prakashane, to illumine. And the sense organs are those that illumines the sense objects. Therefore, they are referred to as devaha. Okay. Now, this atma tattva, it does not illumine. Why? Pūrvamarṣat. Because this self is as though have already reached there. It is already existent there. Because this is what gives it its existence, right? So it doesn't grasp. That is why Taittiriya very clearly says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha, from where the words and the mind return back without grasping it. The next Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, puts it even beautiful. Tad viditat atho aviditat adhi. Tad viditat atho aviditat adhi. Adhi means superior. It is beyond. It is beyond that which is viditat, aviditat, which is known and which is not known. It is beyond the grasp of that which are known and which is not known. It is beyond that. So, known at least, okay. Now, unknown, it is even beyond the unknowns. Okay, you may not know the planet called XYZ, a star called XYZ. There is a star called XYZ. You don't even know that. So even those things which you don't know, you have named it. Even beyond that, it exists because it is the one which gives it existence, right? So Pūrvamarṣat, it is already there because it is a like space, ether, all pervading, all pervading. No. See, the omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient self is one which is which is devoid of any characteristics of samsara in its inherent nature without any embodiment. But with the association with the embodiment, all the troubles start. The transformations, it experiences the transformation. It experiences the plurality. It experiences the difference between one and other. It as though sees itself to be existent in different bodies. All these kind of dualities come into existence. Okay. Now, why does it? Taddhāvataṃ. Taddhāvataṃ means it runs. It runs means what? See, it runs faster. It runs faster means faster like what? Faster like the horse? No, even faster. Tiger? Even faster. Oh, whatever it is. If it is faster, if it runs faster, whatever runs faster, I am able to see through my sense organs. So, if this also runs faster, I will be able to see it through the sense organ, right? I have to see, or runs faster means I have to see. So, if it is not through the sense organ of perception, I, then which is that which I can use to gain that. For that, we have already said nainaddevā. It is not grasped by the sense organs. Okay, so it's still, if even though it is as though runs. As though runs means anyan. Anyan means the other, the mind, the sense organ, etc. Even that atyeti, it crosses. It goes beyond that. Means it goes before that. It has existence before that. It is that one which gives the existence to all that which the sense organs perceives. Okay. Now, as though goes. How do you say as though? There is no word as though, eva. How do you say eva? So, the Shruti itself establishes the idea of eva with the next word, tiṣṭha. Tiṣṭha means remaining. How can something go somewhere and remain in the same place? So, either the going somewhere is as though, or remaining some in the same place is as though. It cannot be both at the same time. So, the going somewhere is as though because it is one. Why don't you take it otherwise? We cannot take it otherwise. It is one. One, that which is all pervading, cannot move here and there. So, the going here and there is should be accepted as though eva. Okay. Now, in that state, only when the Atma exists, the others exist. How do you know this? I don't see it through the sense organs. Why? Because there are 8 reasons given by the Sankhyans, which aids in not grasping the object, though it exists. Ati durat, samipyat, indrighatat, mano-anavasthanat, saukshmyat, vyavadhanat, vibhavat, samana, viharat. Ati durat, samipyat. If it is farther, it is very closer. Or if your sense organs are disturbed, or if your mind is disturbed, or if it is very subtle, or if it is if it is separated by something, any. But now here it is separated by the ignorance. It is very subtle and it is very closer. Whatever is very closer to you and very subtle cannot be seen. The virus, bacteria, etc., you don't see through the naked eyes. The eyelashes you don't see through your own eyes, right? So because it is very closer, since it is very closer and very subtler, you are not able to grasp it. Now, when that mātariśvā, when this is the situation, he says mātariśvā. Mātariśvā means mātari antarikshe shvaiti gacchati iti. The expansion for word mātariśvā is mātari. Mātari means antarikshe, the atmosphere. Atmosphere is antariksha. In that antariksha, shvayati means moving. That which moves in the atmosphere. What moves in the atmosphere? The air. So, but air, vayu is what is called as a mātariśvā, because that is what gives the vital air. That which is what gives the living essence for all the beings. Without that, the beings cannot move, cannot do any actions. Therefore, karya karana sanghata, for all the karya karana sanghata. Karya karana sanghata is a word which is going to be repeated again and again when you read Bhashya. Karya karana means karya means effect, karana means instrument, effect instruments. That is what a normal translation is. But karya karana sanghata means the body sense organ complex. The body sense organ complex is what is referred to as karya karana sanghata. Okay, so this karya karana sanghata, for it to perform, this needs to exist. It is called a sutra. That is why Bhagavan in Gita says sutre manigana iva. In a thread, different kinds of beads are bound. So similarly, this is the one which connects all the different jivas, gives it existence. Okay, dadhāti. This one, this sutra, this prana, this vital air, it gives the different beings its different nature. What does that mean? The Shruti says, see, Bhagavan Bhashikara says, the fire, you have sun, you have the clouds. All these have different purpose. Sun has a different characteristic, which is to illumine. The fire to burn. The clouds to rain. All these different characters. These different characters are divided and given to each one of them. And this fellow, this self, makes sure that they perform their actions. It is said in Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhishasmadvatah pavate, Bhishodeti suryah, Bhishasmadagnischendrascha, Mrityurdhavati panchameti. Because of the fear of this, the wind moves, the sun rises, etc. Now, we keep our alarm at 6, 7 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, whatever. Not many people know 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, etc. So, okay, 6:30. And we will say 5 more minutes. But when you see the Panchanga, the almanac, if it is said tomorrow the sun will rise at 6:23, you can see at 6:23 the sun rises. 5:28 it will be there. At 5:28 on dot it will rise. So that is why he says Bhishasmadvatah, because of the fear of the self, they do perform their actions. Okay, so all these different sense organs, body sense organ complex, perform their perfect actions, whatever they may be. Their actions because of the existence, not fear. The existence itself instills the fear. It doesn't. It is not there with a stick. Mere existence. It stops doing anything else. It just performs its the duty, whatever duty it has to perform. Okay. Now, understood what is the nature of self. But wait. What is the next mantra? Taddhāvato'nyānatyeti. No. Taddhāvati, nainaddevā. The next mantra also is going to talk about the self. Again, another mantra. Repetition is a defect called punaravritti dosha. Defect of repetition. Why does the Shruti repeat it again? Shruti is not afraid of it. It wants you to make you understand it. And there is another thing. There is another defect in repetition, which is a laziness. Na mantranam jamita asti. That is how Bhagavan Bhashyakara introduces the next mantra. Na mantranam jamita asti. Jamita means laziness. See, when you perform an action repeatedly again and again, there is a laziness, there is a fatigue. The mantras, the Vedas don't have that. They are not fatigued. They want you to understand the truth. It tries to make you understand the truth through different words. So the Shruti starts with tat ejati, etc. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.